Let's move on to the next potential wide receiver in this offense. One of the most popular breakout candidates in fantasy football. I believe you might have even actually labeled him your breakout candidate in a great article by The Athletic. And again, anyone that doesn't subscribe to The Athletic, it's not expensive and it's the best coverage of all of just NFL, of fantasy. They've got great stuff too, but I love the specific team by team coverage. I've been blessed to interview so many of you guys, and there's a reason I keep trying to get The Athletic guys. You guys are awesome, so I can't recommend it highly enough. Check out that article, The Breakout Players. And the guy you mentioned was Darnell Mooney. So I guess I kind of buried the lead there, but you do like him a lot. He did have some struggles as a rookie. He seemed to always be open, but the ball was never near him. So what do you think on Mooney as a breakout candidate? Why did you pick him in that article? And what have you been seeing in camp so far?
Well, I sure hope I'm not jinxing him. Like I feel like I've talked about him a lot this summer, and the Bears have talked him up this summer. Like they're really excited about him. I also labeled him as the best player in camp.
Wow.
Like you could just like the thing with him was he opened everyone's eyes week 2. Like suddenly he was starting and playing a ton of snaps. Like his run blocking impressed everybody. And like, listen, I know that doesn't matter. You would think that doesn't matter to fantasy, but if your wide receiver can run block, that means he's on the field more often. So to me, like that's a big deal. And we know he can fly. He's once Justin Fields comes in, he's going to have a quarterback that can take advantage of that because the quarterbacks last year, as you talked about, didn't. To me, it's the route running. I think his route running is really improved. Like watching him in camp, he just looked really smooth. I want to say he set the Bears rookie record in receptions potentially. It was either receptions or receiving yards last year. So he put up pretty good numbers from relative to the Chicago Bears franchise, which is generally, as Musha Muhammad said years ago, it's where wide receivers go to die. So it's a low bar in Chicago. But I like Mooney a lot. I think they're really excited about him. He trained with Allen Robinson this summer. It's like hard to put kind of numbers on him, but I think if you look at what he did last year, like that's going to go up. Like you're going to get the second year bounce from that. If the passing game is better, he's going to benefit from that. I just really think the guy, I don't know if he has the qualities of being a true number one, if like they're going to move on from Allen Robinson and put him in that category. But I do think this is somebody that has 1,000 yard potential for sure.
Wow. And that's huge. And given that number, 1,000 yard potential, I wonder which way you're going to lean on this. Is over-under set at 705 yards. And I wonder where they come up with 705. Such a random number, but 705 and a half and 4 TDs. What do you think of both of those?
Yeah, I go over on the receiving yards. So I'm very confident in Mooney this year. Touchdowns is tough. Like I think he had 4 last year.
Yeah.
I'm going to tease this again. Like Cole Kmet could be the ultimate touchdown vulture for this team. And I just don't know how that's going to impact the wide receiver. So I'm not like that's low, like because that's what he got last year. So I think you could be comfortable betting the over on that. But I do think this is somebody like 800, 900 yards is definitely in play for him.
Absolutely. And just to put the stats to what we were saying, what we saw on 22 deep targets, 15 of them were deemed uncatchable last year. That was 70%, 17% completion rate on those deep throws was 6th worst. And I don't think it was his fault. He was often wide open and the ball would just sail too far, too low. It just was never where it needed to be. And with Fields coming in 60% accuracy on those deep throws, according to PFF in college, could be great. So I'm with you. I think it's going to be a big breakout year. Round 10 or so price. I've been gobbling them up everywhere I can in fantasy. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.